Welcome to Armchair Athletes. I am the short king, LA King himself, Reno, and my friend over here.
And I am Ed. Disclaimer: he's not actually an LA King.
No, I'm not. I'm a matter of fact. I don't even watch hockey.
And we also don't affiliate with gangs.
I mean, I'm
Anyway. So next team,
I'm only a thug if you're shorter than me, or you're a small child. Anyways, so last time you saw us, we talked about the San Antonio Spurs, the team of old age. They're the Rogaine of the NBA. But now we're talking about Charlotte Hornets, which have a lot of excitement. I am pumped about the Charlotte Hornets, not because I think they're going to be great, because I don't think that, but I do love the draft pick they have, which we'll talk a little bit later. Let's go on to the next segment, brother.
All right. What happened last year? So last year, the Hornets, they went 23-42 in the regular season. And also, yeah, that's the regular season. And they were 9th in the East. They were almost into that playoff spot in the bubble. All right, Reno.
Gross.
Talk about
ninth.
how
they won 23 games and they were 9th. Oh, Lord. So last year, they had a breakout star in Devontae Graham. Their coach, I believe, was Jeff Pargo. He's all right. Terry Rozier actually had an underrated season last year. Cody Zeller was all right. I really like PJ Washington. He came out after the draft. He came out when no one was really expecting him. Miles Bridges played. They have a slew of young talent. I really like their young talent. They're just not quite there yet. They're still stewing it up, trying to see what's going on. Last year was an all right year. It was a building year for sure. They made some leaps in the off season, so let's go there.
All right.
Now the additions. They had the biggest addition in the offseason. Bismack Biyombo, greatest player of all time. I'm just kidding. Number one, talk about Bismack real quick. I don't know. I guess Charlotte loves Bismack to keep signing him back and keep getting them checks, Biyombo. Keep cashing in, brother. You buying everyone around, man. He's just making bank. Gordon Hayward obviously is the biggest story, not the biggest story, but one of the biggest stories in the offseason, making a lot of dinero, which is odd. I don't, here's the thing. Do I love that they signed Gordon Hayward? No, don't love it. I don't care for it. Matter of fact, they might as well throw away money. But at the same time, Gordon Hayward is a veteran who establishes a culture, who's a really good facilitator. And the only thing I like about having Gordon Hayward in this team is him in the locker room. Yeah. I like him tutoring, training Lamelo shadowing Gordon, kind of having his mindset. Gordon Hayward, in terms of mentality, fantastic veteran. I love it. He's selfless. He's kind. He works hard. He doesn't make excuses. He's fantastic. They lost Dwayne Bacon, Nicholas Batum. Who cares about Nicholas Batum? Willie Hernan-Gomez, who was a solid big. He's not a bad big at all, Willie Hernan-Gomez. And that's about it other than the Gordon thing.
Yeah. I feel like Nick Batum's a guy they've been trying to get rid of for like 15 years now.
Yeah, he's on the team now.
He always made a ton of money and was just
he got paid.
Gordon Hayward, no, I agree. And they had the money to spend, and why not bring in a guy that will help? Because you kind of know the way you're moving, the direction you're moving as a team, or at least you hope to think you move that way. And I think he's going to come in. They were going to spend that money anyway, I think. And yeah, 4 years. I don't think they're going to keep him that whole time. Genuinely, I think they're going to trade him.
No one's going to take his contract after 2 years.
That's probably fair. But I do think he is going to come in and help set that culture for the future.
I like that, but 4 years, Ed, and no one's going to want him. He's injury prone. He Very injury prone. He's injured now. He's injured already. The season hasn't even started. So 4 years, he's like 30 million a year, 28 to 30 million a year.
I'm not saying they should have paid him that much money. I'm just saying that couldn't get anybody else. Bring a guy in, help him make some changes for the guy we're about to talk about. And we're going to talk a few of their draft pick, or I'm going to give some information on their top draft pick here, LaMelo. So before we get into that, we have LaMelo Ball, Vernon Carey Jr., Nick Richards, and Grant Ryler. But no one really cares about those other guys. Just kidding. If any of you are
No, let's talk LaMelo. Let's talk LaMelo.
LaMelo Ball. If you don't know who LaMelo Ball is, you don't follow basketball. That he has been a star and been in the NBA's radar since he was 16. I think the first video I ever saw of him, he had just stepped over half court line, pointed on at the spot, stood there, shot the three, drained it. Social media phenomenon, but also just a phenomenal player. Let's talk about a few of his strengths. So he's 6'6", 180 pounds, long, very long. He played pro ball the last year. Again, size, 6'6", and that's what I found. He might even be taller than that, and he uses every single bit of it. He is only going to get stronger in the NBA as well, and that's scary. Projected to be a really, really good defender. Again, his size, and size and athletic ability, he's going to be able to guard anybody because just of how big he is. He's triple-double threat every single night.
Point guard.
Yes. He's triple-double threat every single night because not only, again, he's huge, so he's going to get rebounds, but his vision is immaculate. I mean, he has amazing vision, can pass. I think he's the best passer in this draft for sure, maybe even the past few years. Back to Luka. Well, I don't really count Luka. More like his brother, but we'll talk more about that probably here in a little bit. A few of his weaknesses, of course, it doesn't seem like he has that many, but he definitely does. He needs to work on his jump shot. It's ugly and very inconsistent. His shot selection is terrible. He is very cocky, which it comes with his family. That's just, all of them were that way. And he backs it up with his play, so that's perfectly fine. Again, his shot selection is pretty terrible, and he was known to take some pretty dumb shots. And his effort on the defensive end was very lackluster. Had no effort on the defensive end. So we'll need to see that effort pick up, which I think it will, being in the NBA. His comps, according to draftnet.com, is Jalen Rose or Sean Livingston. I think he'll be way better than Sean Livingston because I think he'll develop a jump shot.
LaMelo Ball is an enigma. Number one, the best ball, except for LeVar. Obviously, he'd be averaging 40 right now. The bald king himself, LeVar Ball. More like LeVar Bald, am I right? Dang right. Suck it, LeVar. Anyways, LeVar annoys the crap out of me. But LaMelo is fantastic. I love LaMelo. I love watching LaMelo. He reminds me of white chocolate. He reminds me of Jason Williams but like on super steroids. Jason Williams who can score. Jason Williams who's 6'5", elbow behind the back, pass to whoever over the head. And his preseason, have you seen his preseason highlights? The boy's dishing out like he's a pizza joint. The boy is popping and locking and dropping dimes. He's crushing it. I love LaMelo. His jump shot looks, I don't understand. Yeah. He just flings it. He's got almost a Sean Marion type. I don't understand how a family that is basketball oriented allows for those type of fundamentals. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lonzo, bad jump shot. LiAngelo Ball, bad basketball player. I don't get it. But I like him. He's a great passer. He has fantastic vision. The best passer since Luka. That came out of the draft. Defensively, he has absolutely no motor. Will that change in the NBA? Maybe. Will that change because Gordon Hayward's there? Maybe. But absolutely no motor guarding people. He playing that Olay defense. You know what I mean? That Olay with the Matador. He's just letting him, you're the bull, Ed. I'm LaMelo. You charging in, and you go ahead. I'm walking my butt that way. I don't care. I ain't getting dunked on and cross. He don't care. LaMelo don't care. He trying to get offense. He trying to get highlights. LaMelo Ball, in my opinion, has the highest boom ability and also the highest bust ability. More so than his brother Lonzo. Obviously more than LiAngelo. I am worried for him. I think he's going to be a really good player. I have confidence, but I am kind of worried that his upbringing did not prepare him mentally for something like this.
Yeah, and the expectation has been on him for the past 3 years now.
Yeah.
That boy, get that boy. It kind of reminds me of Trevor Lawrence in the for college football. They expected him; he could come out after his freshman year and be there. LaMelo's been that way since he was.
Well, I'll take it a step forward. There has not been a player that has been this watched throughout high school,
Other than Zion.
other than Zion and LeBron.
Yeah.
Those are the two other players that have been this criticized in high school, being kids. Let's not forget LaMelo's 18, 19 years old. He's a guppy.
Yeah.
Getting critiqued and all that stuff throughout high school, throughout playing overseas and everything. Not many players are like that, so that says something. And I'll be honest, I like the cockiness because you need the cockiness to be in the position he's in. I don't mind it.
I agree. No, I like it, and like I said, he backs it up with his game.
Yeah,
and I only see him getting better. I don't see. I mean, I agree with your he's really high boom or bust. But I think I think MJ being there is going to make a difference.
really?
With
I don't
him.
think MJ is involved with the team at all.
Yeah, but I think he sees it with LaMelo. I think something's gonna happen.
MJ is smoking stogies and hitting bogeys on the golf course. He ain't doing nothing. MJ just cashing in checks. That is it. He buying new Teslas. He buying new jets. He making new J's. Man, he don't care about the bat. He may say he does, but the product on the court don't show it, man.
That's fair.
And if you're the owner and you say you care about basketball, it does not show that you care about basketball if the product on the court don't show it. Jerry Jones, Dallas Cowboys.
Got him. All right, let's take a look at that rotation, Reno.
I enjoy part of this. I do not like most of this. Cody Zeller gets paid too much to be a starting center who should be a backup center. Gordon Hayward, we already talked about him. Bismack Biyombo, keep getting your checks, brother. Much love. Caleb Martin, who are you? Hello? Are you what? Hello? Are you a substitute teacher? I don't know who you are. Malik Monk. I like Malik Monk. He's a spark plug off the bench. You could shoot. Who's very athletic. He's small. He's a small two guard, but he's very athletic. Scary Terry had a very underrated season last year. I like Scary Terry's season, and he's the best defensive guard on that team. Matter of fact, I could see Terry starting next to LaMelo. I really can, to add some defense. Devontae. This team in the future is built from Devontae, LaMelo, Miles, PJ. Those are their four young players. Everyone else can go. Terry Rozier is going to get a lot of eyes. He's one of those players that if a team likes him, they might throw an offer. You're not going to get anything crazy, maybe some second rounders and an expiring contract. But, I mean, second rounders can turn into something too. And second rounders can turn to first or turn to another player. So, or at least get off his contract because you're paying Gordon Hayward the bank. But I like part of the team. I don't like most of the team.
All right. So, kind of piggybacking off that, how do you feel?
Lamelo is one of the few rookies to have his own team when he gets drafted. When you're a rookie in the NBA, you don't have your own team for a while. You know what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying by have your own team?
Yeah.
Like last year, whose team was Milwaukee? Whose team was that? It was Giannis, etc. This is LaMelo's team from the get-go. There's no one else. There's no one else trying to steal that crown. I think they're gonna feel everything out. I don't think Gordon Hayward's gonna play. I think he's gonna play 75% of the games this season. I don't believe in their center position. I know they are trying to get a big man in the offseason. I wish they traded for Steven Adams. I wish they traded for Al Horford. I wish they traded for some big in the middle, but they didn't get anybody, or a sign like a Hassan Whiteside, sign like a Derek Favors, someone who gives you some defensive stability in the middle. But this team, I think, actually could be worse than I put them. I have like second thoughts on every video we do. This team can actually be like a little worse than we put them, but I think with overall young talent and Lamelo Ball being there, I think they can win some games.
All right.
Like 30 games probably.
So with that being said, yeah, again, this team's for the future. This year, they're not going to do much. I mean, again, I agree with you. I could see 30 to 35 games. That would be a huge jump from last year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll see. I don't feel great about them. That's for sure.
I think LaMelo wins those games. I have confidence he's going to be good. While I believe he has high bust potential, I honestly think Gordon Hayward in the locker room, I think that's the one benefit for that type of contract that he gives that is almost worth it, is his locker room presence and his professionalism. I hope that rubs off on LaMelo. But if LaMelo does not become LaMelo, if LaMelo is not the guy that he shows to be in the preseason, they go from 23 to 28 real quick. No one worse than them than the Pistons and the Knicks. I'm betting their ranking on LaMelo Ball, Devontae Graham, Terry Rozier, that triplet. I also like Miles Bridges. I like PJ Washington. They have a lot of good young players who produce. I think this year they're going to show some fight back.
All right. Well, that was our episode over the Charlotte Hornets. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you do enjoy that and would continue to enjoy more of our videos, leave a like, comment, subscribe. We're going to cover all 30 NBA teams. If you haven't seen any of our previous videos, go check those out. They're on the channel. And Reno, take us out.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in to Armchair Athletes. I'm Reno.
And I'm Ed.
And we'll see you next time. And we're going to be going to a magical place, the magical board kingdom. Sorry. Goodbye.
Peace.
Peace.